My name is Alvin Juline, and I am a software developer by profession. I graduated in 2019 with my Bachelor's of Science in Computer Science. And yeah, I've been working for about 3 years. I had a bit of a industry job gap in between, but combined experience is about 3 years. And it has almost exclusively been focused on back-end development, very little front-end work, pretty much all Java, Spring Boot, REST APIs to communicate with databases. Just to give like a brief overview of what I'm doing right now is I'm creating a REST API with my team to serve as the backend for a content submission platform to allow freelance writers and content writers to submit social media posts. And the backend is just a REST API that takes that information, writes it into a database, and then later we can post it to client accounts. So that's the purpose of the project that I'm working on.
So before you used Pieces for developers, what did your usual workflow look like? What tools did you use to manage code snippets or generate code? Any pain points or inefficiencies experienced there that you want to mention?
When I want to ask a question, right, whether it be how to approach a problem or something with my own code I want to modify or some new code from someone else that I want to ask a question about, I would literally copy paste all that and just put it into GPT-4 and then ask a question, right? I think I mentioned in messages, actually, that is one thing that's been useful when it comes to Pieces, because I don't have to tab out. I can literally just highlight the code, right? Open the Copilot and then just ask a question. There's really no downside to using Pieces. So any efficiency boost is pretty much free. I found myself naturally using it for that purpose. With ChatGPT, like going to the website, I do have to clarify a lot of things before asking a question, but in Pieces, I can just do it like much quicker. So this is definitely useful.
Before Pieces, did you use any other tools to store code and reuse it later on? Or was it just comments? Or did you use like a notes app or maybe some other tools out in the wild?
Usually it was like a small block of code. I would just comment it out. If it was a bunch, I would just cut it and put it into Notepad. But in Pieces, if I find myself, there's lots of cases where I want to save the code anyways. And so saving it and then deleting it is like a double functionality of saving it for later and also the just like getting rid of it so we can try something else. So it's like a double functionality. There's a negligible performance increase. So if I have like a method where I'm like, okay, I want to try like a different implementation, right? So I would comment it out or put it in Notepad and then rewrite it or change it in some big way, right? So instead I just put it in Pieces and it just got a little bit easier and a little bit less messy to do.
Did you have any challenges getting started, getting onboarded, or getting it set up in your development environment?
No, getting it set up just took a few minutes. I had absolutely no issues. Honestly, I think I actually will just have this installed like forever. I think it just makes the process of asking ChatGPT questions quicker, because before I was still getting like the answer I wanted like at the end. So that wasn't like an issue. It just makes it a bit faster. Just the number one thing about Pieces is just how easy it is to use. I think everything is just extremely intuitive. Like literally like day one, right? Like 20 minutes in, if I wanted to find something, I could just instantly do it. It's just very easy to navigate, easy to find whatever you're looking for. So that's been pretty great. I think there's a lot of possibilities there. For individual use, I think there is really no point not to use it. I think it is very useful and I honestly will continue to use it.